Beacon's Van and Storage Company presents Harry W. Flannery, internationally famous European reporter, former CBS Berlin correspondent, and author of Assignment to Berlin, with his up-to-the-minute analysis of important news developments of the day. From Hollywood, California, we bring you a new Dr. Christian prize play called Sweetheart's Protective Insurance, starring Jean Hersholt as Dr. Christian, and presented for your pleasure by the Cheesebro Manufacturing Company, owners of the trademark Vaseline, and producers of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly, Vaseline Hair Tonic, and other Vaseline specialties. Is your hair as good-looking in September as it was in May? Well, here's how to find out what the summer did to the looks and condition of your hair. Try this simple test. Next time you comb your hair, run your fingers through it. 10 to 1, your hair feels drier than usual, somewhat dull and lifeless. And your scalp probably feels tight, itchy, and dry. Now, that may happen when the natural oils are dried out by the sun or washed out by too much water. Start now to put your hair back into shape. Get Vaseline Hair Tonic tonight. It's the right thing to use because it actually supplements the important oils that keep your hair good-looking and healthy-looking. Unlike most preparations, Vaseline Hair Tonic contains absolutely no drying ingredients. Both men and women should follow this treatment. Before every shampoo, give your scalp a good, brisk massage with plenty of Vaseline Hair Tonic. This stimulates the circulation and thus helps to prevent excessive falling hair. It loosens dandruff scales, and it relieves that dry, itchy feeling in the scalp. After the shampoo, rub a little Vaseline Hair Tonic directly on the scalp. This checks dryness and keeps the hair naturally good-looking. For double care, both scalp and hair, use Vaseline Hair Tonic regularly. Get a bottle tonight, only 40 and 70 cents. To look your best, check dry scalp with Vaseline Hair Tonic. The author of tonight's prize play, Sweetheart's Protective Insurance, is Miss Helen Scott of Santa Monica, California. She's right here in the studio tonight to witness our production of her play. And we'll call her to the microphone later so you can hear her tell us in person what it feels like to have your first successful radio play produced on a transcontinental network. In addition to Dr. Christian, played by our star Jean Hersholt, and Judy Price, played by Lurene Tuttle, tonight's play has 3 characters. Violet Lindsley, a pretty young girl, played by Mary Jane Croft, Pete Wade, a Hollywood press agent, played by Frank Martin, and Harry Davis, played by George Neitz. The opening scene takes place in the doctor's office where Judy Price is making out bills. And so the curtain rises.
Hello, Judy.
Well, hello, Violet. Oh, what's all the rush?
Oh, Judy, I've got to see Dr. Christian right away.
Oh, what's happened? I thought your mother was getting along nicely.
It's not Mother. It's me.
Well, sit down a minute. Dr. Christian is busy with a patient in his office.
I can't wait, Judy. I tell you, I've got to do something.
I'm afraid you'll have to. I can't interrupt the doctor in the midst of a consultation.
Oh, gosh, Judy.
Maybe I can help you. Here, come on, sit down and tell me what's wrong. You look perfectly all right to me.
It's my heart, Judy. It's awful.
Drop in and see me in about a week, Mrs. Henderson. In the meantime, I think that prescription will fix you up.
Oh, Dr. Christian.
Well, Violet, going to have lunch with Judy?
Violet wanted to see you, Doctor. She thinks there's something wrong with her heart.
Oh, Dr. Christian, it's terrible. Simply terrible.
Oh, now, Violet, you mustn't cry. I'm sure it isn't anything serious.
Oh, but it is. Here, read this letter.
You'd better come into my office.
No, I want Judy to hear it, too.
What in the world has a letter got to do with your heart?
You'll see in just a minute. It's from Harry Davis.
I thought there was something wrong with your heart.
There is. It's broken.
Oh, I see.
Violet, this isn't the place to...
Maybe it is, Judy. I think we'd better listen to Violet's story. Now, tell me all about it.
Well, you see, Harry and I were engaged.
We're engaged? But I thought you...
Oh, come now, Violet. I don't think I qualify as that kind of heart doctor. My job is to cure sick people, not to...
I am sick, heart sick.
Oh, honestly, Violet, you don't want to waste the doctor's time with your love affair. Come on, have lunch with me, and I'll...
never mind, Judy. Maybe I can help her. Now, come on. Stop pacing around the room and tell me just what is troubling you.
I have told you. It's Harry. He's been transferred to Camp Callan.
Oh, no, that's splendid. That's the camp out in California, isn't it?
That's the one.
Oh, then I don't see what you're worried about. He'll have a wonderful time out there.
That's just it. All he can write about is the wonderful time he's having. Getting leave to go up to Hollywood. Being fed coffee and donuts by glamorous movie stars. Invited to their homes for dinner.
But that's just as it should be. You don't want him to sit around at camp when he's off duty, do you?
Those boys are having such a good time that they're going to forget all about the girls they left behind them in towns like River's End.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Violet. Of course they won't.
Oh, won't they? Well, they are. Here, read this letter.
Are you sure you want me to read it?
Of course. Here, read the part where he doesn't trust me anymore.
Surely you are mistaken, Violet.
Oh, no, I'm not. Read it.
Of course, Violet, I know how hard it is for you girls back home to remember us guys in the Army. And, of course, I realize that some other guy might come along while I'm away. So yesterday I took out a policy in Love Insurance Limited.
You see, he doesn't trust me.
Just in case you should decide that you didn't love me anymore.
You see?
You know, you would want me to have something to heal my broken heart. And if you should change your mind or fall for somebody else, you see, there is a benefit of $15.
$15?
Plus a trip to Hollywood as the guest of a movie star for every guy who loses his girl while he's in service.
There. What'd I tell you? Harry hopes I'll break our engagement so he can get that money and go out with the movie actress. A simple little hometown girl isn't going to be good enough for him from now on.
Oh, it can't be as bad as all that.
But it is. I know it is.
You know, it is sort of tough on the girls at home.
Yeah, there ought to be some sort of insurance policy for girls at home. Something like, the Hometown Sweethearts Protective Insurance Company.
Why, Dr. Christian, that's a wonderful idea.
Oh, no, Judy. I was just joking.
No, but it is a wonderful idea. Look, Dr. Christian, the girls all stay right here in River's End where they've spent their lives. And the boys, on the other hand, have known them for years. So there's nothing new or exciting about the good old hometown girls.
That's it, Judy. The boys get to see a new part of the country. They get invited out all the time.
Oh, come now, Violet. River's End isn't so bad.
Of course it isn't, Doctor. I wouldn't live any place else in the world. But I can see what could happen. Violet's going to have some pretty keen competition.
Even if Harry does come back to me and we get married, it's going to be pretty tough. I can't be a Hetty Lamar when I'm cooking dinner. Or Veronica Lake darning his socks. No, I'm just little Violet Lindley, small-town girl with small-town glamour.
Oh, I don't see anything wrong with that. What could be finer than to live right here among your friends in River's End?
Nothing, Doctor, only
Sure, that's the way I see it, too, only maybe Harry won't see it that way.
I'll tell you what, Violet. Let's have a meeting of all the engaged girls in River's End. Now, let's get right out and organize what was it you called it, Dr. Christian?
No, Judy. You're not going to get me involved in this help for the lovelorn idea of yours.
Well, you thought of it, Doctor.
Oh, it was just a very feeble, silly joke of mine, Judy.
The very idea of Harry Davis valuing my love at only $15.
Oh, so that's it, Violet.
Well, that isn't the only part, Doctor. The fact that he doesn't trust me hurts.
To say nothing of all that attention from the movie girls.
Come on, Judy. We can map out this Hometown Sweethearts Protective Insurance Company while we have something to eat.
I'll be back right after lunch, Doctor. Now, Violet, what we want to do is to have something much bigger and finer than that love insurance thing those boys have.
Good morning. I wonder if I might see Dr. Christian.
Oh, I'm sorry. The doctor's out on a call, but I expect him back any moment.
Do you mind if I wait?
Not at all. Won't you sit down?
Thanks.
Perhaps you'd care to look over the paper while you're waiting.
Oh, no, thanks. I read it earlier at my hotel. You must be Judy Price,
That's right.
Secretary of the Hometown Sweethearts Protective Insurance Company.
Quite a name, isn't it? But my main job is secretary nurse for Dr. Christian.
Oh, he's president of the company, I understand.
Well, not really. We gave him the title of honorary president, much to his disgust.
Oh, I see.
Are you a newspaper man?
No. Why?
Well, River's End has been flooded with them ever since it...
Judy, someone to see me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. I didn't hear you come in.
I've come a long way to see you, Doctor. My name's Pete Wade.
I'm very glad to know you, Mr. Wade. Perhaps you'd like to come into my office.
Could Miss Price join us, sir? What I have to discuss with you concerns her, too. That is, it concerns the hometown sweethearts
But you said you weren't a newspaper man.
I'm not. That is, not exactly, you see.
You might as well join us, Judy. This is going to be the last interview of the day.
The excitement over this wild idea of ours doesn't die down pretty soon, Dr. Christian. You're going to be one of your own patients.
You ask me, it's a pretty hot idea.
Yes, entirely too hot for me.
Poor Dr. Christian. Little did he think what he was starting.
Well, out with it, young man. What can I do for you?
Just call me Pete, sir. Everyone does at the studio.
The studio? Then you're not a newspaper man.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, that's at least encouraging. Judy and I have spent entirely too much time with the curious press ever since I made that feeble remark.
You see, this thing really started more or less as a joke.
Yes, one of our prettiest girls in Riversend was upset when she heard that her fiancé had taken out a policy in the love insurance limited IV that started at Camp Callan. She felt it showed a lack of trust in her love.
Well, it certainly did. Harry Davis had no right to do such a silly thing.
I'm afraid I was the one who was silly. I foolishly made a little joke about the engaged girls here in town, suggesting to set up an insurance of their own. I certainly never thought that they'll take it seriously.
I gather it's a huge success.
Success? It's a riot. We've got 23 paid-up members. And you've no idea how many girls have written in from out of town wanting to set up branches.
Yeah, Judy and I differ slightly on the success angle.
Well, my studio thought we might contribute something to the girl who was jilted. You've heard of the Hollywood Studios, of course.
The moving picture company?
That's it. Now, one of our competing studios has the publicity angle all tied up with the boys' insurance company. So we thought it might be a good idea to work something out with the hometown sweethearts.
No, I don't know about that. We're not very happy about the publicity we've gotten so far. After all, I'm a doctor concerned with sick people, not an advice to the lovelorn physician.
Oh, I'm afraid, sir, you won't be able to stop it now. Of course, time will take care of that, but for the present, it should be work for all we can get out of it.
Well, just what did the Hollywood Studios suggest?
A trip to Hollywood with all expenses paid and a screen test for the first Rivers End girl who is jilted by a member of the Love Insurance Limited gang.
Oh, I don't think that will happen, Mr. Wade.
Well, I'd like to know why not. And the name is Pete.
Well, Pete, you don't think any of those boys are going to be so stupid as to do the jilting themselves? Why, they're just waiting to be jilted and get the $15 and a dinner party with a glamour girl.
Judy's right, Mr. Wade. Now, if you'll permit me, I'll go on about the serious business of the day.
I'll see you later.
No more hometown sweethearts business today, please, Judy.
Violet. Oh, Dr. Christian.
Why, Violet, my child, you look upset.
Upset. I'm in pieces. Look.
A telegram. Not someone else wanting to become a member, I hope. Read it. It's from Harry.
And it's all your fault, Dr. Christian.
My fault? Let me have that telegram. Shocked at your lack of faith in my affections. Stop. Kindly release me from our engagement and return ring. Stop. Harry.
Oh, Violet, how dreadful. And it's your fault, too, Judy Price. It was your idea to start this crazy hometown sweetheart thing, and it's up to you to do something about it right away.
But I tell you, Judy, we've got to persuade Violet that it's her duty to go out to Hollywood for that screen test. She can't let her fellow hometown sweethearts down. Or the Hollywood Studios either.
Oh, I've talked to her until I'm dizzy. So have all the other girls.
No.
And all she does is cry and say she doesn't care if Robert Taylor himself went down on his knees to her. All she wants is her Harry in her own little home in Rivers End.
Can Dr. Christian do anything with her?
Oh, he says he's meddled enough in the mess. Besides, Violet's driving him mad, insisting that he's the one to make Harry understand why she joined the Sweetheart Protective Association.
Well, here's one publicity agent that's going to be looking for a new job.
Oh, Pete, I'm sorry.
It was such a good idea, too. I never heard of a girl who would turn down a trip to Hollywood in a screen test. Violet's darn pretty, too. You know something?
No, what?
It's an awfully nice town. People are so real, so... Well, you know, after Hollywood, it's pretty refreshing to spend a few weeks in Rivers End.
Why, Pete, wait, I'm touched. On behalf of Rivers End, let me thank you.
No kidding, I mean it. Sure, when I left Hollywood, I was bored to death with the idea of spending even one day out here. And to have to fool around with just another silly little something who was all a twit over a chance to have a screen test, well, I tell you, I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, there you are, Judy. Good afternoon, Pete.
Hello, Doctor.
Any mail, Judy?
Oh, here you are, Doctor. Doesn't look very exciting.
Thank you. This one from California. I wonder. Yes, it is. It's from Harry Davis.
From Harry?
The jilting Romeo?
I wrote him explaining that the whole thing was just an ill-advised joke. But there was nothing to it. I told him how heartbroken Violet was over his taking the matter so seriously.
I don't think Violet's so heartbroken. Just her pride. After all, $15 isn't much to compensate for a loved one's love.
Oh, dear me.
What's the matter, Doctor?
Harry says it's all my fault.
Well, that's where he and Violet seem to agree.
Well, he says he has a good mind to sue me for alienation of affections or something.
Oh, but he can't do that. The very idea of blaming you.
Oh, I feel very guilty, Judy. Well, this will teach me a lesson. I'll never joke again about such important matters as love affairs.
No, Dr. Christian, I won't let you blame yourself. If anyone's at fault, it's me. I egged Violet on. I got all those girls enthusiastic about the hometown sweethearts idea. I'm the one to blame.
Hey, wait a minute. I've got a great idea.
Oh, careful now, please. The only idea we need now is one that'll bring Violet and Harry together again.
Well, that's just it. Look, Harry missed out on getting his $15, which I don't imagine he minded so much. But he also missed out on having a dinner date with a movie star and all the hoopla that goes with it.
Yes, but I don't see
Wait a minute, Dr. Christian. I'm coming to it. Now, suppose my studio arranged to have Harry Davis meet Violet in Hollywood. They could stage a reconciliation, a sort of a re-engagement party. And then we could do a wedding for the newsreel.
Oh, I don't think it's such a hot idea. Harry might fall for it, but I don't think Violet would. It's hard for you to believe, Pete, but she's not the kind of girl who wants her, deeper emotions flaunted in the public eye.
Oh, no, Pete. I'm afraid it won't work.
Well, I bet it would. I bet I could talk her into it. Look, Dr. Christian, won't you write to Harry and try to persuade him to do his part? I'll start working on Violet right away.
Violet Brinsley, Rivers End. Swell Idea Hollywood Studios, stop. Hope you will forgive me and accept their offer. Stop. Await reply. Stop. Love, Harry.
Harry Davis, Sam Callan. Do not want to go to Hollywood. Stop. Would prefer marriage here in Rivers End. Stop. Sincerely, Violet.
Dr. Christian, Rivers End. You got us into this. Stop. You've got to make Violet come to Hollywood. Stop. No small town wedding for me. Stop. Harry Davis.
Judy, this is the most difficult situation I've tried to handle in a long time. I can't even remember an operation that gave me so much trouble.
Pete was so sure he could handle Violet.
Every time I talk to him, he insists he's making progress.
Well, he certainly spends enough time with her.
I understand that his studio is annoyed with the amount of time he's taken to complete the job.
Must be quite a shock to their pride to have a simple little small-town girl refuse to have anything to do with them.
Oh, it wouldn't be so bad if half the engaged girls in America would stop writing me for advice for their love problems.
Dr. Christian, advice to the love lord.
Yeah, you may laugh, Judy. Before long, no one's going to take me seriously as a doctor.
Oh, Dr. Christian, isn't that bad?
Oh, isn't it? Well, old Mrs. Wentworth told me this morning that she thought that I was just a bit too giddy to give her any serious medical advice.
She didn't mean it.
I'm not so sure. She didn't sound in a joking mood.
Well, so far, our only bright spot seems to be the fact that we've managed to have Violet take over the business office of the hometown sweethearts in her own home.
It's nice to have this in ordinary doctor's office again.
Now, if we can get Harry and Violet together, then everything will be back to normal.
Well, Pete tells me that if we don't get Violet out pretty soon, it won't be news. Says his studio tells him his interest is already beginning to die down.
Hi, Doctor. Hi, Judy.
Oh, good morning, Peter and Violet.
Oh, boy, we got great news for you.
Beauty, you can't guess what's happened. Violet, you finally made up your mind.
Has she? It's sensational. It's colossal.
Oh, so you finally persuaded her. And your job is saved.
That's what's so wonderful. I've been fired.
Fired?
Oh, Pete, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Why, it's wonderful. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Are you crazy?
Dr. Christian, Miss Judy Price, Meet the president of the International Hometown Sweethearts Protective Association.
What?
National headquarters, Rivers End.
Say, now, this is another joke.
Oh, no, Doctor, it's no joke. You don't think a good publicity guy could let anything as hot as this get away from him, do you?
But, what about Violet
And Harry.
Yes.
And the trip to Hollywood and the newsreel wedding. Harry?
Harry? Oh, him. You tell him, Violet.
Oh, no, you tell him, Pete. Well, for goodness sake, somebody tell something.
It's the biggest news of all. Meets the future Mrs. Pete Wade.
Isn't that wonderful? We're on our way now to get the license.
Yep, just stopped off to thank you, Dr. Christian, for all you've done for us. It was a great idea. Wish I'd thought of it.
You're to be our best man, Doctor. And, Judy, I want you to be my maid of honor.
Oh, come on, honey. We've got to hurry. See you later, Doctor. Judy?
Oh, Dr. Christian, I'm the happiest girl in the world.
Well, Judy,
Well, Dr. Christian.
you know, Judy, there are times when I can be thankful that love's world passed me by.
And the curtain comes down on another prize Dr. Christian play starring Jean Hersholt. Mr. Hersholt is waiting to introduce the author of the play, so I'll be brief. Ladies, if your hair is dry and brittle from too much sunshine, let Vaseline Hair Tonic help to bring back its softness and luster. Right now, even the most attractive head of hair is apt to need the extra care that Vaseline Hair Tonic gives. Vaseline Hair Tonic is particularly good for the hair because it supplements the natural scalp oils that have been depleted by the sun and heat, the wind and water. To keep your hair soft and shining and easy to arrange becomingly, just follow this two-way treatment. 1, before every shampoo, treat your scalp to a brisk, thorough-going Vaseline Hair Tonic massage. 2, every now and then between shampoos, smooth on a few drops of Vaseline Hair Tonic as you would a brilliantine. In this way, you will check dryness. Your hair will have a natural sheen and luster, and you'll be able to arrange it easily into one of those flattering new hairdos. Get Vaseline Hair Tonic tonight and learn this new way to lovelier hair. And now, here is Jean Hersholt.
And this is Miss Helen Scott, author of the prize play you just heard. Well, Miss Scott, how did it sound?
Simply wonderful. It's the thrill of a lifetime to hear fine actors make your lines come alive.
Is this your first radio play?
It's the first I've sold, but I've got lots of dandy rejections.
Well, tell us something about your background.
Well, I was born in Chicago, went to school in Dallas and Boston, conducted a business in Paris called Ask Helen Scott,
And now you're back home in California living with the folks.
and trying to write.
You started playwriting in school?
Well, I took a course in script writing at Hollywood High
I see. And what is your ambition?
to write a good daytime serial.
Good. How did you spend your prize money?
Most of it went into war bonds.
Well, now that's splendid. Thank you, Helen Scott, and good luck with your writing career. Next week, we have another prize-winning play called An Artist Come to Town, written by Miss Alma Bradley of Dallas, Texas. We invite you all to join us at this same hour next Wednesday evening. And until then, I'll say good night.
Here's how to help conserve your household appliances and other things made of metal. Give them a protective coating with Vaseline jelly. A thin film of Vaseline jelly will protect valuable metal against rust. It will help prolong the life of many things you cannot replace. Get Vaseline jelly tonight. Only 10 cents a generous jar. Art Gilmore speaking. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.